Hi, my name is Jac Palmer, hammer thrower for Wales, Cardiff AAC and Exeter University.
So Jack, how did you get into the sport of athletics and obviously hammer throwing?
Got into it because lucky to have a very passionate PE teacher in Jeremy Evans at First Birmingham Commonwealth Games. Good stock of sportsmen come through there like Aaron Ramsey, but that school was very special, had circles, had implements. Jeremy recognised the name and recognised Dad when I'd been playing a rugby match and kind of suggested I came and give throwing a go. So it kind of started from there, came up at lunchtimes and then progressed from there really.
Excellent, some lunchtime throwing. So junior track and field days, obviously schools athletics, going into Cardiff AC as a young athlete. Do you have fond memories of those?
Yeah, junior days were good. Kind of getting on the bus and being with your friends, and then kind of starts to get a little bit more serious and you get to go on trips. And I think, in your teenage years, being able to travel with like really cool people who are passionate about something, really awesome experience.
Great, and two-part question now. So, what makes this sport special to you? Obviously, you said your dad throwing, and then from that is, what is your favourite moment in the sport so far?
So, favourite moment have to be throwing 70 metres in Cardiff. Tough competition between Oshan and myself. Sean Pickering, who was second all time there at the time, so good for him to see us kind of kicking the sport forward. Having all the family there and at Welsh Champs as well, really special moment. The sport itself, really special to me. It directly shows what you've done and the hard work that you've put in, and it's one of those ones where it's it's man versus man. It's just getting after it and trying to put an implement as far as you can.
Okay, great. And so, what is your current training coaching setup?
So, currently coach for my dad. Have been for the last 7 years. Really good setup. Fortunate that we get to share so many cool memories and get to travel like we do. Also, sister's part of the training group as well as Ben Hawkes, really promising junior, well, under 23 now. But previously coached by Paul Jensen, great guy. Brought a lot of good juniors through.
Great, so a real good family setup there within the group. And obviously, going on to the next question, if selected for the Commonwealth Games, obviously it mean a lot to you, to yourself and your dad. But what would it mean personally for yourself?
Yeah, it mean a lot. I've been lucky enough to represent Great Britain. I always felt like that was an achievement, and it was an achievement to get that kit and get that vest. But to represent Wales on kind of a global stage is more of a pride thing, and it's something that's really, really important to me. Being Welsh speaking, having lived my whole life in Wales, I truly know what it means to kind of hear that anthem, have this badge on.
Great, and also a two-part question now is, if selected, what would you like to achieve at the Games? And being at home games only up the road, up the M50 in Birmingham, what does it mean to you? Does it make it any more special?
Been told on more than one occasion that I'm quite an emotional thrower and I throw off emotion, and that's something that I'm working on, becoming kind of more controlled and going through my systems, but it's probably one of my strengths, and I think that that's the one thing that will really push me forward for the Games. I think a top 6 finish is really realistic. We know that medals are won at low 70s at Commonwealth Games and have been won at that level for a long, long time. So yeah, I'd like to be amongst it. I think Nick Miller's on form. He's going to be out there at 80 metres, but the rest of it is going to be a bit of a dogfight. Can't wait for it.
Great. And obviously there's more behind Jac Palmer and the hammer athlete. What do you do for work?
So currently I am a technician demonstrator at Cardiff Met, so I'm a biomechanist. Very fortunate to get to work with lots of athletes from lots of different sports, doing research. Great research group there with Hans von Leers as a boss, great guy, former high jumper, so a lot of understanding there of what I do. Kind of a blessing and a curse that my office is in Nyack, literally adjacent to the long jump. Bit of a busman's holiday going to training sometimes, but yeah, love what I do.
That's great. And sort of the last question here is, when you were growing up, did you imagine making the Commonwealth Games? Is that something you've always wanted to do from those sort of junior athletics days?
It was as soon as I had pinned down that I was going to do athletics and like hammer throwing was going to be my thing. I kind of knew that I wanted wanting to go to a Commonwealth Games. It's something I was aimed for. Narrowly missing out on Gold Coast, and then working towards that 70-metre mark to kind of solidify my place for Birmingham. I think it's always something that's been on my radar.